we should be saying, okay, well, how can we come together and rectify these issues that we're having? Like, where really is that village mentality? It's like it just went out the door when we all began to start with that, oh, I got to get my white picket fence, and I got to get my house, I got to get my car, and I got to think about my four and no more. And that's what happened. And when we began to have that mentality, all of the community work went out of the way. And that's when you begin to see the rise in a lot of the things that are happening within our society. Because then now you step on my shoe, I'm willing to take you out of here. That's the mentality that a lot of us have. Shining, please introduce yourself.
I am here.
You have two teenagers, so definitely
I do.
introduce yourself, and then we're gonna jump on and dive into that conversation with you. Get your perspective.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to take too much time on my introduction because I love what you ladies are talking about. And I definitely have some things to throw in that pot. So I definitely want to be cooking with you both and see what type of recipe we can have tonight. So, but my name is Shining Saffron. I am the new kid on the block, the new kid on the podcast, the Crew Podcast. My podcast is called Bad to Business, BADD, bringing all diverse discussions to business, which is what we're trying to do tonight. And it's just basically about bringing different perspectives, different opinions, different fact checks to the table. See if we can find some type of business or resolution that we can all come out on top, even within the midst of dealing with all these different things going on. I'm going to say different entities going on in the world. So I definitely am keeping up with these current events because, as Ms. Patrice said, you know, when you have children in this world that are still coming up, the adults have kind of learned how to maneuver, hustle, strategize. But our kids growing up, you're still trying to teach them that. And, you know, we were taught in a different world how to do it. The world that they're growing up in, I mean, I'm still trying to understand their math now. So just a totally different thing going on right now. But yes, I do have two teenage girls, and with trying to raise them to be resilient Black women, I've got to lead by example. So I do like the point that you touched on about not just talking about it, but being about it. And that's one thing that they don't expect for us, quote unquote, to do, is to get organized. So definitely want to start doing that more. And what I'm doing on this podcast is doing just that. We are actually doing this, bringing these diverse discussions, opinions, fact checks to the table to see what good we can bring out of it. So hopefully during this discussion, we talk about a little bit that will spark something in at least each of us on the line to do something different, think differently. So I'm excited. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
So I have a couple of questions that will hopefully give some people that will provoke some people to think a little deeper. So, in your opinion, and either one of y'all can answer this, Patrice or Shining. In your opinion, what are the biggest social and political challenges facing the United States today?
Political challenges. Patrice, would you like to go first?
I'll take a stab at it. Social and political challenges. Well, social, let's go straight into it. We're talking about race. And then we're not even going to take it just as race. We're going to talk as gender. Okay? And we're not even going to talk as gender. We're going to talk about age. So almost each one of these are one of those. Okay? We can talk about, well, it is so much to that question. It is
So for me, I want to jump in. I want to jump in and give my take real quick. So in my opinion, I want to talk about one of the biggest, I feel, social problems. We talk about, and it probably falls on the judicial too, but social injustice. That is one of the biggest challenges that is plaguing the world. But the United States, we talk about the disparity with then our prison system. We look at right now, we have individuals that have made parole, but yet they are still behind prison walls. Well, why are they yet behind prison walls? Why are you still holding these individuals? So these are things that, these are challenges that we have to look at. Is money more important than human life and rehabilitation? We had a elderly man that was laying over there in his feces, in his bowel movement, and these men were having to help him, you know, get change because the guards wouldn't allow this man